Sorry for the 4-minute delay. I had an emergency run to put Band-Aids on my feet. New shoes. Yay, new shoes. Okay, so today we're going to do a samba, mambo sort of thing to start with. Then we're going to do a very basic, easy bachata, and then a little bit of a challenging samba at the end. So the first one is an improver level, 4-wall. And yes, it's a bit difficult. It's very fast, all right? So this one is a little hard, but hang in there. If this one's too hard, the next one is very, very simple. But this one, we're going to start with a basic mambo, forward and back with the right foot. We're going to start forward on the right, back on the left. The count would be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now a basic cucaracha to the side, 5 and 6. And here's a little trick. We're going to do a cucaracha with an extra step. So we're going to do 7 and 8 and. All right, let me do that again from the beginning. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Sorry, I counted wrong earlier. Did we get that? All right, let me do it again. The dance is called Para T, brand new. All brand new dances today. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So you end with your weight on your right foot. One more time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Of course, when you're doing your mambo at the beginning, you can close your feet or pass your feet. Sometimes you might see me close my feet here. Doesn't matter. And 8. All right? One more time, full speed. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Excellent. One more, just for fun? Why not? Why not? One more time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Great. We're going to do 2 botafogos. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. If a botafogo is too awkward or difficult, that's easy to change. You can just simply do cross point, cross point. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's 3 weight changes or 1 weight change. So I'm going to go up to there from the top. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Step forward and across on the left foot. 5. Step side but ends back because we're going to turn 1/4 to left. 6. All right? And then 7, I have to do this facing you. We're going to take a step to the side on 7. Turn your heel out and out. So in and out. And 8. And close your feet. This part turns to the left. I'm going to do it this way so you see. This is count 5, 6, 7, and 8, and. Okay? Again. Step cross on 5. Step back with a 1/4 turn to left on 6. Step to the side on 7. Heel turns out and out. So in and out. Close your feet at the end of that 8 and. Okay? So I'm going to do part 2. Starts with the botafogo. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. Did you do it? Let's add 1 and 2 together. It turns a 1/4, so I'm going to start here so that when I turn, you can see what I'm doing with that weird one. All right? So we start. Mambo. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Botafogos 1 and 2, 3 and 4, step 5, step 6, step 7 and 8 and. Now, from here, we're going to do, you're probably facing this way. We're going to do a rock step, rock to the side, rock, and back and. Okay, I'll show you this way. Rock side, replace, back, replace. Did you see I turned a quarter to left? So 1 and 2 and. We ended up wherever we were. You were probably facing here, and you're at 9 o'clock. You did 7 and 8 and. You dance rock to the side, replace the weight, turn back, rock, replace the weight. Now, I'll come back to that. From here, we do 2 prissy walks, or 2 walks. Add your own personality, but they call them prissy walks because they want you to pick your feet up and walk, you know, kind of goofy, okay? 1, 2, into a cha-cha, 3 and 4. I'll do that this way. You just turn, I'll start from here. You did rock, rock, then walk, walk, a cha-cha-cha, forward, close, back. Okay, so it's a forward coaster step. Looks like this. Forward right, close left to right, step back on the right. 7 and 8. So I'm going to go from the beginning to that point. That's our three first bars of 8. We have 4, so there's 1 more to follow. So let's start from the top. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2. 3 and 4, step 5, 6, 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Yeah, we'll do that one more time. One more time. It's going to be quite fast. In the speed, all these little intricate steps get a little bit confusing. All right. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 Botafogo, 3 and 4 steps, 5, 6, 7, swivel, swivel, and rock, rock, walk, walk, cha-cha, cha-cha, cha, and a coaster step. All right, we'll come back to it. The last 8 is, we're free on our left foot. We're going to point to the side, going to hitch your foot, and point again. So you're in this position, you dance 1 and 2. Okay, so you're here, you did a coaster step to finish. Now we dance point, hitch, point into a sailor shuffle that turns 1 quarter to left, which is taking your left foot behind, step on your right foot, and step left foot forward. So that part is a 1 and 2, behind, side, forward, 3 and 4. Okay, it turns a quarter to left, so I'm going to do it from here so you see the last part. So we're here. A 1 and 2, 3 and 4. A basic cucaracha, 5 and 6, and just like the beginning, and 7, and instead of close, we're going to go a coaster step. So the last part is tap, hitch, tap, a sailor shuffle to turn, 1 cucaracha, actually that's not a cucaracha, this is a Cuban rock with a coaster step. All right, with the count. A 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. It's fast. This is how we wake up, get our blood going. Okay? All right, so I'm going to do that last part again from here. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. And we start again. Let's go through the whole thing slowly twice. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part 2. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8, part 3. And cha-cha-cha, and a coat, sorry. A 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now the cha-cha-cha, and a forward and back. Tap and tap, sailor shuffle, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And we start again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And part 3, and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Part 4, and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. A little trick, because the last part has the same timing as the first part. So as you're dancing it, you might easily get those two mixed up. So I would do this. This is the last one. A tap, 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 sailor shuffle, cucaracha and a Cuban rock. I take a big step back so that I can tell it's not this. That's just for me. Anyway, it helped me as I was practicing. So let's do it again from the top a couple of times. And we have one little hitch. Actually, I'm going to go 4 times around. So this is wall 1. This is wall 2. Wall 3 is 6 o'clock. Wall 4, I think, wait. 1, 2, we go this way. 1, 2, 3, this is the 4th wall. Okay? When we get to the 4th wall, we have a little snag. All right, so let's start from the beginning. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Start again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So we made it around 3 times. This is our 4th wall. So starting at 3 o'clock, we're going to do the first 16 of the first of the 4th wall. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. Here we add a little extra. We're going to do 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then just repeat. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Carry on. And a yep, that, tap. So after, here we go. Wall 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. Now we do the first part, 1 and 2 and walk, walk, and now we start there again, 1 and 2 and walk, walk, a cha-cha-cha, and a coaster step. So you do the 16, then you do the first half of the 3rd phrase, and then we carry on with the next wall from that point. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to walk it through again slowly because I think, in my opinion, I did all of that too fast. So let's go again from the beginning. Slow-mo, first bar. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, to the side, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So that was bar 1. Let's do the second bar. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. Third one. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 5 and 6, forward and back. 7 and 8. The last phrase, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So I'm going to just do that last part again. 5 and 6 and 7 and, on the ball of the left foot, 8, closing your feet right to left, change weight, so you step forward left. And that's the and. So again, rock, rock, step, 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 step. One more time. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. From the top. 4 times, no break. I will count and we'll add our little extra, okay? 4 times around. So when we get here, we know we only do the first 16. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Part 4 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Part 3, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Part 4, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part 2, 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Part 3, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And wall number 4, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and. 1 and 2 and 3. Now repeat. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, etc., etc., etc. All right, I have the space, so I'm going to move. You're going to see me going from close to really far away. I'll try not to, but I tend to do that. The music is quite fast, so I think what I'm going to do is go up. I'll try and dance it up until the fourth wall, and then I'm going to restart it for us. And that way you'll kind of have a trial run at how fast the music is, okay? So good luck. It's fast. We have a 16-beat intro. The dance is called Para T. Brand new. Improver level. I think it's actually a bit harder than improver level, but let's give it a go. Woohoo!
Ya lo sabes. Loca como tú. Y la fiesta bailamos, en la candela, bajo tu cuerpo, sonido la pena. Porque esta noche siento su pena y yo te daré una vida loca. Y yo sigo moviendo al ritmo, que a mí me gusta bailando contigo. Todo lo que quieras, todo te lo doy. Una noche loca, somos tú y yo, tú y yo. Ella lleva rápidamente me encontró, con su mirada simplemente me hipnotizó. Baila ella bailando conmigo, es lo que quiero yo. Para ti, una noche loca, para ti, hay que ser loca, para ti, míreme tu boca, para ti, oh, 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 para ti, estoy paseando, para ti, sigo peleando, para ti, mírame bailando, para ti, oh, 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 oh. ti, you know, para. Mira cómo lo baila tu cintura, pero que se guíe. Súbeme la sonido, malo, aprieta, más se mueve esa tipa la boca. Picando de boca, ella se pilla pegadito, le gusta como provoca.
I only wanted to go up to that point, just I only wanted to go up to that point, so you got a kind of a feel for the music. I don't know how you did. I think you did fantastic. So I'm going to try it again. We're going to go all the way through, okay? Remember, the first time we get to this wall, 9 o'clock, we do up until this part, and then we start with that part again. It's tricky. It's also tricky combining the last part, which is 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and with the first part, which is so similar. Okay, so that's tricky. So anyway, we'll go through the whole thing. Once you get the dance, it's actually so much fun. And the steps feel exactly like the music should. All right, let's go. Para T. All the way through.
Y'all gotta shout loca como tú. Y la fiesta bailamos, en Camila, sobre tu cuerpo, soy de la pena. Esta noche se puso buena y yo, te daré una vida loca. Y yo sigo moviéndome al ritmo, porque tú me gusta bailarlo contigo. Todo lo que quieras, todo te lo doy. Una noche loca, solo tú y yo, tú y yo. Ella lleva rápidamente, me encontró, con su mirada simplemente me hipnotizó. Verla ella bailando conmigo, es lo que quiero yo.
Para ti, una noche loca, para ti, a que estamos loca, para ti, míreme tu boca, para ti, oh, no, para ti, estoy paseando, para ti, sigo peleando, para ti, mírame bailando, para ti, oh.
Para ti, you know, para. Mira cómo lo baila tu cintura, pero que se guíe. Súbeme la sonido, malo, aprieta, más se mueve esa tipa la boca. Picando de boca, ella se pilla pegadito, le gusta como provoca. Suelta, esa tipa nunca está sola. Regala boom boom, suelo para la loma, es su casa una cama, ella digo malvada. Comprende el concepto, pero que tú no para. Ella lleva rápidamente, me encontró, con su mirada simplemente me hipnotizó. Verla ella bailando conmigo, es lo que quiero yo.
Para ti, una noche loca, para ti, a que estamos loca, para ti, míreme tu boca, para ti, oh, no, para ti, estoy paseando, para ti, sigo peleando, para ti, mírame bailando, para ti, oh.
Solo busco el momento para robarte un beso. Dime si lo que siento es una locura.
Para ti, una noche loca, para ti, ahí no está tu boca, para ti, tu miel me provoca, para ti, oh, para ti, una noche loca, para ti, aquí está tu boca, para ti, miel me provoca, para ti, oh, no, para ti, estoy paseando, para ti, sigo peleando, para ti, mírame bailando, para ti, oh.
Yay, well, I had fun. I don't know if your furniture is all still intact. Maybe there's holes in the walls and You know, you've been kicking each other all over the place. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, but you can see why that's a level higher. It's a bit of a higher standard difficulty, and that's called an improver level, but I think it's quite difficult. Anyway, we're going to go on to our second dance. The second one is a bachata, and this one is lovely. It has a little snag in it that we'll discuss, but basically, it's quite simple. We're going to do our basic bachata to the side. Do you need a drink? Do you need a break? I'll give you a little break. 1 second for a drink, okay? While we just describe our basic side step, starting with the right, you dance side together, side with a little hip bump, and then we do the same thing to the left, side together, side with a little hip bump. Now from here we'll do side steps, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, again to the right and left, but turning in a quarter. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. All right, so I'm going to start this way. It's 4 walls. I'm going to start this way, so when I turn, you'll see what I'm doing. And side together, side, hip bump, side together, side with a hip bump. To the right with a bump, to the left with a bump, to the right with a bump, to the left with a bump. Now we'll add a grapevine, side, behind, side with a tap, and a grapevine to left, side, behind, side with a tap. All right, you might enjoy adding a little spin to the left or right, maybe both, maybe one, maybe none, okay? But always know if you're doing the grapevine, you may always make the grapevine turn a quarter, a half. A quarter, a half. So you step forward, side, side, forward, side, side. You see that I keep turning on my supporting foot. If I'm going this way first, a quarter of a turn to my right, I turn from my left to my right, then I'm going to turn another quarter. I'm going to use my right foot to turn my body to the side, and from here I have a half a turn. I'm going to use my left foot to turn and then step to the side, and then end with a tap. Make sure you turn from the standing foot. So if I'm turning to the right and stepping with my right, my standing foot is my left. Now my standing foot is my right. Now my standing foot is my left, even though the right foot is moving to the side. And this action avoids this kind of thing, okay? Often we trip over our own feet. Just let your feet keep turning. Turn, 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 turn. Or no turn and no turn. The original choreographer called for no turn. I like to turn, so I might add it in. All right? So our last part is a basic rumba box, which is side together, forward with a tap, and side together, back with a tap. So let's do that again. Right to side, close left to right, step right forward, step left to side, close right to left, step left back. So right, left, right, left, right, left. You see the box? Corner 1, corner 2, corner 3, corner 4. Side together, forward, side together, back. When you bring your feet together, make sure you change your feet, change your weight. Don't do side tap, you're on the wrong foot, okay? So right, left, right, left, right, left. And we're ready to start from the beginning. So I'll do all 4 bars. 4 bars of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A grapevine once, a grapevine twice, a side together forward, and a side together back. That's the whole thing. Promise you it was easy. After the first one, it's nice to have a little break. All right, so we're going to dance again. This is wall 1. This is wall 2. This is wall 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When we hit wall 7, we're going to dance the whole wall, okay? So let me do that with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A grapevine plus a grapevine and a box step, a box step. Now, here we have 4 beats. The original choreographer does not call for us to do anything. But when I hear the music, it makes me insane not to add these 4 beats, okay? So I'm just going to deviate a little bit from the original choreographer. I hope he doesn't mind, forgive me. But we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will put us back on phrase, and we start again with the basic, okay? So they wanted us to just plow through, but the reason I can't, normally I say it doesn't matter, but in this case, the music changes dramatically. So the beginning is a bachata, but it's quite fast for bachata. And at this moment, the end of the 7th wall, the music changes tempo so dramatically, it turns into a really, really, really slow dance. So those 4 beats signify the end of our original tempo, okay? You'll hear it, it's just so obvious, you can't miss it. Let's put the music on, okay? So this one is a basic beginner level. It's called Carita do Innocente Bachata. And the music by Prince, 4 wall, beginner level, brand new dance. Okay, let's do it.
Si te digo que te amo, que tu amor me tiene enfermo, te prometí con más ganas, harás lo que quiero. Aunque te vendas como ángel, quizá tienes los trucos, que por eso que hace tiempo yo duermo solo. Es que me enamoró, con su carita de inocente ya me enamoró. Es una diabla bien vestida, ya me enamoró. Hace todo lo que pide, ya me enamoró. Si te digo que te amo, que tu amor me tiene enfermo, te prometí con más ganas, harás lo que quiero. Aunque te vendas como ángel, quizá tienes los trucos, que por eso que hace tiempo yo duermo solo. Ya yo no duermo solo. Es un demonio hecho mujer, tenía novia y me deja sin pensarlo, llevo en modo dispensario. En su teatro mujer es imposible recoger y tentarlo, ella se pasa pensando, aprovecha de su carita, dice que yo soy su panita y hago todo lo que permita y no deja que se permita. Tan divina se me enamoró, al país que yo cantaba ella fue que voló. Yo nunca pude dudar de enamorarlo, a mujeres como tú no les da el valor. Es que me enamoró, con su carita de inocente ya me enamoró. Es una diabla bien vestida, ya me enamoró. Hace todo lo que pide, ya me enamoró, me enamoró. Si te digo que te amo, que tu amor me tiene enfermo, te aproveché con más ganas, me das lo que quiero. Aunque te vendas como ángel, quizá tienes los trucos, y por eso que hace tiempo yo no duermo solo. Si te digo que te amo, que de tu amor estoy enfermo, te aprovecho y con más ganas me das lo que quiero. Aunque te vendas como ángel, quizá tienes los trucos, y por eso que hace tiempo yo no duermo solo. Bailando boca a boca, contigo perderme, tu cuerpo a mí me ahoga, quiero por siempre tenerte, ella me enamoró, y hace todo lo que pide, ella me enamoró. Tu cuerpo a mí me ahoga, quiero por siempre tenerte. I'm tired, baby.
See what I mean? That was fun at the end. So that's why I added the spins, because the music was slower. So good. All right. we've got a nice samba. Now I've got less than half an hour to teach you this one. It's a challenge, okay? This is an intermediate level, 64 beat phrased samba. By phrasing, it means we're going to repeat certain parts with certain music, okay? So if you have a pen, I should have written this down. I'm sorry I didn't. The phrasing is going to go like this. We'll worry about this later, but I just want you to know. We dance part A, part B, part A, and then the first half of part A. Then we dance part B, again part B, and then 3/4 of part B. And then we dance part A and B and A. Of course, nothing is easy, so in between we have some tags. We have 2 different tags. We'll get to all of that later. First of all, let's learn part A. This has 32 beats. We're going to start with your weight on your left foot. You're going to do 2 voltafogos. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And again, of course, you can replace that with a cross point and a cross point. All right? I am not. I am going to do the proper votafogo. So we dance right foot, right, left, right. Make sure when you step on the left foot, you only are using the ball of the foot and you replace your weight quickly. And then left, ball of right foot only, and come back. So it's just like a little kind of hiccup, you know? 1 hiccup, 1 hiccup. All right? Again, a 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Let's do a cross chassé, otherwise known as a volta, bringing your right foot in front of your left, and across again. Make sure that back heel is off the floor, and then we'll do the same thing going the other way. Bring your left foot in front, and in front again. So let's do that part with the count. A 1 and 2, left foot, 3 and 4, cross chassé, 5 and 6, and across again, 7 and 8. Okay, so in samba terms, that would be 2 voltafogos into 2 traveling voltas. Let's do it again. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. A basic samba back. Back on the right foot, back, close your feet, and forward on the left, forward, close your feet. You notice I took 3 steps. So right, left, right, left, right, left. Or step, tap, if you want to simplify it. You don't need to simplify it. You guys this is week 15. We're going into our 4th month. And you're dancers, full-fledged ballroom dancers by now. Let's do it. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Basic back, 1 and 2, basic forward, 3 and 4, a whisk, 5 and 6, and a whisk to left, 7 and 8. A whisk is simply step right, crossing your left foot behind on the ball of the foot, replace the weight, step left to side, cross behind, replace the weight. So that's part 1 and 2 of part A. Let's do the whole thing. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Great. Part 3 is cucaracha close into a lock step forward, step, lock, step with a tap at the end. Then step, tap with a back lock. All right, let's do that. Rock, rock, close, change weight. Left foot forward, step together, step, tap. Step right with a tap left, step left with a tap right, Now back lock, right, left, right. Heel down. Let's do that again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. One more time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. From here we do a back rock with your left foot. Rock, replace, forward. So a basic mambo, rock, replace, forward, into a cha-cha, side together, side. Into another rock, rock, replace, and a box step turning a quarter to your left, across, back, side. Let me do that last part. So we did, this is part 4 of part A. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Again. So you can see, rock, rock, step, side together, side, rock, back, replace, side, replace, across, back, side, turning one quarter to left. That's all of part A. So 32 beats. Let's do it all together. Ready? And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, cross, 5 and 6, 7, and a basic back. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, a whisk, 5 and 6, 7, and a cucaracha. 1 and 2, forward, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. Mambo back and forward with a cha-cha-cha. Rock back, rock side, across, and side. So that was all 4 bars. One more time. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah, that could be the dance by itself. But the music has a little change. So we're going to do a little change of our steps to make the choreography interesting and fun and complicated. Why not? Part B starts the same as part A. So we're going to start with 2 Botafogos. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now, you remember your cross chasse, cross and across. We're going to do that. Cross and across and across and across. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So let's do our 2 Botafogos. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Crossing right over left. Cross and 6 and 7 and 8. But nothing is ever easy. We're going to make that crossing turn, 1 full turn to your right. So keep your left foot relatively still while you bring your right foot across. Yes, so you're turning around your left foot. You can make it a big turn, it doesn't matter. Yes? You can make it circular or you can make it a spot. Okay? So it's whatever. I think the music is kind of asking you to make it be big, but whatever. We will interpret it your way, your own space. You have some fun with it. So this is part B, the first part of part B. So we start with Botafogos, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, a circular volta to your right, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Make sure you cross your foot in front. That's the best advice I can give you. I'm going to do that again. 2 Botafogos. 1 Botafogo, 2 Botafogos, cross right in front of left, cross and turn to your right, and 8. Okay? Good. So I'm going to do that facing you this way. Again, even though we will be in the dance here, I'm going to dance it this way so you can see what I'm doing. So go to fogo, 1 and 2, go to fogo, 3 and 4, 1 full turn, volta, cross right foot in front, and 6 and 7 and 8. So you did 1 full turn coming back to where you were. Second part, we're going to do a cucaracha to the side, 1 and 2, or cross, whichever you're comfortable with. I like to close my feet. 1 and 2, tap 3, hitch and tap again. I think, hang on. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Sorry, that's a step. 1 and 2, 3 and slide to the side, 4. Okay, with your weight free on your left. So you stood on your right foot. Again, a cucaracha and a tap, hitch, slide. Into a back coaster step with your left foot. Step left, right, left. Again, that whole part. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Back together, forward. Oops, yeah, was that right? No. Back together, forward. Okay? The last 4 beats, kick forward, over, and step. The 7 and 8. Let's do that whole part. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. You stood on your right foot. So the kick, not a big deal. Kick forward, cross in front, and step on it. A 7 and 8. Okay? We're going to do part 1 and 2 of part B. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Good. Let's do a spot turn. 1, 2. That was a spot turn to right. Okay? So, you're standing on your right foot, step forward left, step forward right. And 1 full turn from here. Step forward on your left, turning, and step again. 1 full turn, okay? So you were here, we're doing 1.5 turns overall. So a half a turn, 1, 2, 3 and 4 is another full turn, 3 and 4. All right, I'm going to do that facing you so we end up away, okay? So you did 7 and 8. So part 3 of B is a spot turn, a half a turn to your right, plus a full turn, left, right, left. Left, right, left. Okay, that is forward left, turning, forward right, continuing the turn, forward left. And now we'll do a scissor, side, close, across, side, close, across. Let me explain that. Right foot, close left to right, change weight, step forward right. Step left foot to side, close right to left, step forward left. So 3 weight changes, quick, quick, slow. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. Again, right, left, right, left, right, left. One more time. Step right to side, left foot closes, right foot across. Step left foot to side, right foot closes, left foot across. So 3 weight changes. We do that at the end of our full spin. If a full spin is a problem, I know you can do the first half. So we're here, you do a half a turn, 1, 2, and if you don't want to do the spin, 3 and 4, just do 3 and 4. Run, run, run. 3 and 4 into 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Yeah, I will be adding the turn, but you don't have to, okay? So I'm going to go from part B 1, 2, and 3. And we have one more part. So let's do the whole thing of part B. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, scissor 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Good. That was hard, right? I'll come back to it. The last part of B is simply step, tap, step. 1 and 2 into a box. 3 and 4. My foot hurts. All right, again. Side tap, step, across, back, side. Into a mambo, forward, and side with a tap. No weight change. Tap. Tap because you need this one for your Botafogo, whether it's part A or part B. Okay, Lister. All right, so let me do part B from the beginning, and I'm going to do it this way because it turns a half. Let's do it facing you. I'll end up that way. Ready? 1 Botafogo, 2 Botafogos, volta, a volta, a volta, a volta, a volta. A cucaracha and a tap and slide, coaster step, and a kick and step. Spot turn, 1, 2, full turn, 3 and 4, scissor, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. The last part, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. No wait. So the last part is a mambo forward and back and a cucaracha to the side. So part 4 again, side, side, over into a box, 1 mambo and a mambo to the side with a tap. All right, I'm going to put part A and part B together. Ready? From the top. And a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part B. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, tap and slide, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Half a turn, 1, 2 full turn, 3 and 4 scissor, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I forgot the very last part. Sorry, I only did 7 bars. All right, so let's do that again from the top. Part A and B. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Back 1 and 2, 3 and a whisk, 5 and 6 and a 7. Cucaracha. 1 lock forward, 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Part B, Botafogos. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, volta, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Cucaracha. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, coaster, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Turn, 1, 2, 3 and 4, scissor, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and tap. That's our first wall. All right. So we get here. We're going to add only one time. We're going to add a mambo with a turn, forward right, 1 and 2, and forward left, coming back to where we were, 3 and 4. If you don't want to do the turn, you see that it gets us back to where we started. It's the same as doing no turn. All right, so 1 full turn and no turn, they cancel each other out. So you could do, this is our first tag, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 into a basic salsa, a basic samba forward on the right and back on the left. That's called a natural basic because it starts with the right foot. So our tag, we ended up here at the end of B. We dance 1 and 2, 3 and 4, forward 5 and 6, back 7 and 8. We only do that once. Yes? And then we start again with part A, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Keep going with me, 7 and 8. From here, we do 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. This is our phrasing. So that was part A. We do the first half of part A. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now we're going to do part B 3 times. The third time, not all of part B. So we'll do part B twice, full 2 times. Ready? 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. That was part B. We're going to repeat part B. You're free on your right foot. We start part B again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Full turn, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Scissor 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. We'll do part B again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. That was our third part B. We're going to leave off the last 8 beats and replace it with 1, 2. That's all. That's our last tag, and now we start the whole sequence again, A and B. A, cross, 5 and 6, 7 and back, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7. Part B. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7. Part A. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, what comes next? Back, you won't have time. Just finish. The dance is over. You say, thankfully. All right, so what we did was part A, part B, and then we added a tag. Then we did part A. We did the first half of part A. Then we did part B twice. Then we did 3/4 of part B. Then we added a little tag. Then we did part A and B and A to the end. All right, that was too complicated. I understand that. I'm going to dance it one time. Do we have time? How are we doing for time? Yeah, it's up to 12. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to put this on again by itself, but let's just do it to the music. Here's what I'll do. Part A, I'll do this signal. Part B, I'll do this signal. Okay? We'll just try it because we're running out of time, and I apologize. but it's a lot of fun. I love it. It's not too fast. The dance is called Casate Conmigo. Casate Conmigo. And it's brand new, of course. Here we go.
El amor no se acaba, el amor se transforma y se queda en el alma. Por amor se perdona, si es por esa persona, no hay errores que valgan. Contigo soy más fuerte porque a tu lado yo me aprendí a levantar. Puedes ver en mis ojos que nunca voy a dejarte. Con la mano en el pecho, mi amor, mi corazón te quiere cantar. Con una explicación tengo algo que preguntarte. Cásate conmigo, después de tanto tiempo si estamos juntos en el destino. Cásate conmigo, si soy la tormenta también será parte del camino. Quiero estar contigo, con Dios te lo pido. Cásate conmigo, me veo una vida contigo, seré tu marido, amante y mejor amigo, y de eso no me de testigo, siempre estás en mi mente, primera mami yo soy el presidente, pégate a mí, mi corazón no te miente, dime que sí con un abrazo muy fuerte, ahí siempre estás en mi mente, primera dama yo soy el presidente, pégate a mí, mi corazón no te miente, dime que sí con un abrazo muy fuerte. Cásate conmigo, después de tanto tiempo si estamos juntos en el destino. Cásate conmigo, si soy la tormenta también será parte del camino. Quiero estar contigo, con Dios te lo pido. Cásate conmigo. Tú vas a ser el padrino boda de este señor. Como va a casar con la princesa más linda del mundo. Ay, hombre. Ay, contigo soy más fuerte porque a tu lado yo me aprendí a levantar. Y puedes ver en mis ojos que nunca voy a dejarte. Con la mano en el pecho, mi amor, mi corazón te quiere cantar. Con una invitación tengo algo que preguntarte. Cásate conmigo, después de tanto tiempo si estamos juntos en el destino. Cásate conmigo, si soy la tormenta también será parte del camino. Quiero estar contigo, con Dios te lo pido. Cásate conmigo. We do the cha-cha, we do the rumba.
Yeah, we do the cha-cha, we do the rumba next week. Okay, sorry, I feel that was a bit rushed. I will put that on by itself, and I think you should practice it because it's a lot of fun, and it's not too fast. And next week we'll be back. We'll be back with more, all right? Thank you, everybody, for watching. I miss you. I miss our classes so much. I hope you're having a great summer so far in spite of all the trouble. Bye-bye.